All right, this is the Exponents Day 1 lesson for Tuesday, December 2nd. So we're going to talk about first just some of these properties. The first one is going to be the product property. So if anything's on the same level, it's multiplication, and it has the same base, we can add those exponents. If it's being taken to a higher power, that's when we multiply those exponents. And then the other rule is that anything to the 0 power is 1 when it's a non-zero quantity. So let's go ahead and practice. So these are on the same level. They have the same base. So we have x to the, and we add them, 10th. When we have coefficients, we multiply those together. So we wind up with negative 12, and then we add those exponents. So x to the 7th. So if you want to try one on your own, we'll do one more. I'll leave number 3 for you to do. Number 4, again, multiply, so 27, and then x to the 5th and y to the 4th. So multiply big numbers, add exponents. So next we've got power to a power. So we're going to basically kind of distribute this power, and it only works with multiplication. You can't do that if it's that addition. You'd have to FOIL, so remember that's different. So we have 3 squared, which is 9, and then x squared next to it. So over here, we're going to take every single thing and multiply that power times it. So it's negative 2 to the 2nd power. It's x to the 4th, and then y to the 10th. Again, we multiply those exponents. So we simplify our coefficient, and we're done. Oops, y to the 10th. All right. Keep in mind that if you have a negative to an odd power, like negative 1 to the 3rd, then your answer is going to be negative. So make sure you keep that negative. Now, if it's negative and it's squared or to an even power, then it's going to be positive and you get rid of that negative. So here, the negative would stay because it is cubed. Again, anything to the 0 power is 1 and 1, and nope, the whole thing's not 1, just y to the 0 is 1 times this, so our answer is negative x to the 3rd. So putting a couple of the rules together, we first want to get rid of our parentheses, then we can go ahead and simplify everything that's on the same level. So m to the 4th, n to the 12th. Now that it's all there, we can multiply those coefficients and we can add those exponents. So it's m to the, there's 1 here and 4 here, so m to the 5th, n to the 3, 6, and that would 12 would make it 18. So get rid of the exponent. So give it to basically a negative 1 here, which is going to keep the negative, and then 4 times 3, n to the 12th. And then we bring down anything left and multiply big numbers. Negative 2 and negative 1 makes 2. N to the 1st, n to the 12th is n to the 13th. So remember, same level, add. When it's to that power to a power, that's when you multiply. So multiply here, then add. M to the 9th, n to the 6th, positive because it's negative to the 4th, which is even. So it's no longer negative because it's even. So m to the 8th, n to the 16th, now we can add. So m to the 17th, n to the 22nd, done. All right. Again, cross off anything that you don't need, distribute, and then combine. So negative 2 to the 4th, a to the 40th, and then we have that 8a. So we take negative 2 to the 4th power. So negative 2 to the 4th power is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which you could just do on your calculator if you can't do that in your head, but it's 16. Oops, positive 16, or that negative came from, because it's even, right? So evens, get that positive. And then we have times 8, and then we have a to the 40th, and 1 would be 41. So last step, multiply that 16 times that 8, and you get 128, and then it's a to the 41st. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is the negative exponents. So anytime it's negative, think of it like you're in the house and the TV is not working upstairs. So you're in a negative mood. So where are you going to move? You're going to move downstairs. Now you're positive. You're happy because you found a working TV. So let's say you're in the basement and all of a sudden the power goes out. and it flickers and that TV breaks. Oh, bummer. So where are you going to move? Upstairs, where the party's at. So now you're happy and you're not negative anymore. So think of it as moving. If it's negative, it's going to move to become happy. So B moves to the top, A moves to the denominator spot, and now it's to the positive n power. Division, we're going to subtract those exponents. So top exponent minus the bottom exponent when they have the same base. So anything that you can't simplify, leave it alone. So that 4 and that 3 can't reduce that fraction, so leave them alone. Next, V, leave it alone, nothing to simplify it with. The U's, however, take the 4 minus the 2 and you get positive 2, so it stays on the top and it's now U to the second. So over here, simplify 2 over 4 to 1/2. Take your x squared and leave it on top and subtract your y's, y to the first. And you don't necessarily have to put the 1 here or the 1 in front, but if you have it, that's fine. So continuing to simplify again, leave it where it's at if it can't be simplified, like the 4. And then 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So we don't want to put the negative 2 up here because that's negative. We don't want it to be a negative exponent. It's not simplified. So we put it down here and it's a positive 2. That's where we want it to go. And then we simplify our v's. 4 minus 4 up, no v's. So we hold the numerator's place with a 1. All right, last we're going to talk about those negative exponents. Move them and then simplify. So keep everything where it's at. Don't do any simplifying yet, but move those negative exponents. So b to the positive 4th on top now, b to the positive 3rd power on the bottom there, and now subtract and simplify. So we have 3 minus 1 is 2, so it's a squared, and 4 minus 3 is 1, so it's b to the 1st. So try that last one on your own. You can pause and then check when you're ready. 3 over 3 cancels or simplifies to 1, which we don't need to put. We're going to move our exponents, moving that negative x to the first up, moving that y to the 3rd to the bottom, and then we can here simplify horizontally on the same level. Think of it that way. So we add those exponents together. So it's x to the 5th over y to the 5th, and that's it. Can't simplify vertically because those are different variables.